Hello, 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 hello. Review of Chapter 10, first part, practice test. Dun, 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 dun. Area. So first I'm going to find the area of this rectangle. 9 times 13, base times height. So this is 117. This is a triangle. So I have to first figure out what this length is. If this whole thing is 20, and this portion is 9, I can subtract those two, and 20 minus 9 would give me 11, so I know this is 11. Same type of thing here, this whole thing, or this portion is 8, this whole thing is 13, so then 13 minus 8 would give me 5. So now I do base times height, divide by 2, so 55 divided by 2, 27.5, and I have to add this 117 to it. You get 144.5. Next one. I know this one kind of looks a little bit more tricky because, as some people have told me, why would you have the 10 there? Because the 10 feet is right here. Okay, so first thing I have to do is figure out what my height is. Right there. Same type of thing. If this portion is 10 and this is 14, I have to subtract those two to get that this part of the triangle be 4. So now if I just highlight that triangle, this is 4, this is 10. So I have to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So x squared plus 4 squared equals 10 squared. And if I do that in my calculator, can you hear me typing my calculator? Can you? That's roughly about, squiggly, approximately 9.17. That's what I got. My area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the two bases added together, that whole base, times my height. So 1/2 times 24 times 9.17, 110.04. I got 0.04. I don't see that on here, but this is pretty darn close. So if, depending on how you round, you could have a different answer. Pick the closest one to it. So mine is D. Next. So one thing when I look at this picture, I have a portion for each one. So the area of a kite, remember, you can use your formula sheet on the test and your cheat sheet. So 1/2 times my diagonal. This diagonal will be 8 times my other diagonal. This diagonal will be 24, which will be 96. D. Next, so I'm just looking for the numbered angles. So there's actually two things. My number one is my central angle. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first, to figure out angle 1, I have 360 divided by 8. So 360 divided by 8 is 45. So I can cancel out these two answers because neither one of those have my angle 1 as 45. Now I'm dealing with my next one. Now if I'm looking at my two answers that I have left, I'm going to guess that it's going to be B because angle 2 is not an obtuse angle. But let's say if I didn't know that, I could find my apothem. I could figure out what this angle is. This angle is going to be half of your central angle. So that angle is going to be 22.5. And now you know that's created with apothem as your right angle. So you could take 180 minus 90 minus 22.5 and get 67.5. So angle 2 in this picture would be 67.5. Next, right away I'm going to draw my right triangle that's created with my apothem. So it's regular pentagon. I'm going to draw n is equal to 5. So remember, pentagon has 5 sides. 6 centimeters here. It says round to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to do so, ka, do, wa. So I'm looking for my x, and I'm going to look for my a. So in this problem, I have 360 divided by 5, because that's how many side lengths I have. That'd be 72 divided by 2. Now I know that this angle is 36. So I have two separate equations. Sine of 36 is equal to my opposite. My opposite here is x over my hypotenuse, which is my radius. I also have cosine of my angle equal to my adjacent. Notice how I keep my adjacent as a. Make sure to not confuse the, oh my god. I decided to leave that in there because story time. Allison looked up and the student was just standing there. So I was like, that's why I said that. I was very freaked out. Back to the problem. Keep your apothem as a, keep your half of your side length x, and then solve for them. So for this one, I do sine of 36 times 6 And if you put that into your calculator, you would get that x is equal to 3.57. If you do 6 times cosine of 36 in your calculator, you get that a is equal to 4.85. Now I have all my missing information. Now I have to actually plug it in. 1/2 times my apothem. I'm not going to be able to put this all here. Times. This is half my side length. I'm going to multiply that by 2. And then multiply that by 5 because I have 5 sides. So again, 1/2 times 4.85, my apothem, times 3.57. That's half my side length, so multiply that by 2 is my whole side length, and I have 5 sides. And I got 86.5725. So again, there's not an 86 on here, but depending on how you round, this one would be my answer. Next one, you can't just assume right triangles. You can't just draw them in. If they're not given, you can't just draw them in. But I do have an angle, and then I have a side, and I have an angle. So you can use your 1/2 AB, sine of your angle. In this case, it would be 1/2 times 15 times 9 times sine of 70. So again, 1/2 times 15 times 9 times sine of 70. Dun, dun, dun. You get 63. B, 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 B. Find the area of an equilateral triangle with radius 15. So again, I'm going to draw the what's created with my apothem. My apothem and half my side length. I'm not going to draw my equilateral triangle. That would get me confused. 360 divide by 3 because the side length has, triangle has 3 sides. Divide by 2, so you know that this right here is equal to 60. So this is my long, this is my short. So I have my radius, that's the same thing as my hypotenuse. So this is where you want to look on your cheat sheet. Your hypotenuse divided by 2, hypotenuse divided by 2 is equal to your short, which is A. So A is equal to 6. My long is equal to my short, square root 3 is equal to my long. So now filling out my area, 1/2 times my apothem, again, stay nice and organized, times my perimeter. So that's half my side length times 2, and I have 3 sides. Again, this creates your full side length. That's side length times sides. So when you're putting this in your calculator, you're multiplying all the numbers together. It's 1/2 times 6 times 6 times 2 times 3. You get 108, and then you still have that square root 3 in your answer. Look at this. Make sure to be careful. If you just saw 108, and then sometimes people circle this one. No, it's square root 3, not square root 2. So it's A. Square root 3, square root 3. Next, look at this. If there is a question like this on the test, there is a question like this on the test, and I'll be so sad if you get it wrong, but I'm going to be like, oh, told ya. Look at these two. Why am I highlighting these two? You have to have the same units. I'm going to change this to 12 inches. Why am I picking inches? Look at my answers. Now, if you would have kept it as feet, you still would have gotten the same answers as one of these, but it would be wrong because we purposely put wrong answers here. So area of a regular dodecagon. Dodecagon is 12. With a apothem of 12 inches, side length times however many sides you have, and if I put that in my calculator, times 12, 1/2 times 12, times 18, times 12, 1,296 inches squared. So again, be careful with units. Next one, finding what h is equal to. Here's 90 degrees, so that's this height with this base, so that's 6.5 h. Remember, base times height is going to be the same because your area is the same. Here's my other 90 degrees. So those partners are 6, and here's my other side length that is with that base, so 6 times 7.8. So I divide that by 6.5, so 6.7 times 8 divided by 6.5. My answer would be 8.25. Find the area. Whoa. For regular hexagon with side length 10. Oops, just to let you know, simplest radical form. Whoa, are you getting dizzy yet? So right triangle, hexagon, side length 10. 360 divide by 6 divide by 2. This is 30 degrees. My side length is 10. In your right triangle created with your apothem, it's always half your side length. So that's my short. Across from my 30 is my short. If you look on your special right triangle, your long is your short times square root 3. So I have 1/2 times my apothem times my perimeter. Now, you could either use this 5 times 2, or already know my side length is 10 times 6. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. Multiply the numbers that are not within your square root. So 0.5 times 5 times 10 times 6. You get 150 square root 3 centimeters squared. Make sure to have units. Remember, this is where if you don't have units, you're not going to get full credit. That'd be a boomer. Find the area of my triangle. This is my base. This is my height. 1/2, 4.3 times 7. 1/2, 0.33 times 7. 15.05. I leave my answer like that. I'm going to get half credit. This is full credit. Area of a rhombus. 1/2 times diagonal. So this diagonal is 6 times diagonal. This diagonal is 4. 12 feet squared. Again, feet squared. Find the area of a regular octagon, side length 10. So regular octagon, side length 10. Here's my right triangle. Here's my 5. 360 divided by 8 divided by 2, 22.5. Looking for my apothem. Opposite, adjacent. Tangent of my angle is equal to my opposite over my adjacent. A times tan of 22.5 is equal to 5. I have to divide by tan of 22.5. Oh my gosh, my handwriting. Oops, that's a 2. Terrible. So hopefully you're actually listening to me. If not, you can't hear me anyways. A is equal to 12.07. 1/2 times my apothem times my perimeter. I have 8 sides, and every side length is 10. So 0.5 times 12.07 times 8 times 10 is equal to 482.8 centimeters squared. If you don't believe me, here's the answers. Fill in the blank. Morning, evening, day, night, middle of the night. Good luck at Fortnite. See ya.